Hello all and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I urge you to click the subscribe button as there will be a lot more videos being uploaded about WWE as this year progresses. However, if you are already subscribed, I welcome you back. So this is going to be a review of Money in the Bank 2018. For me, this is one of the pay-per-views that I really look forward to the most, because I love gimmick matches, and for me, this and TLC are probably my favorite gimmick matches. Like Hell in a Cell just feels kind of like overplayed now. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. Overall, the pay-per-view was good enough again for what it was. It helps progress storylines. Storylines I don't totally understand, but we'll get to that. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. The first few matches I didn't really give a shit about, but then later on I'll give my thoughts more so. So we started with Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Daniel Bryan actually went over again by submission again. I don't know what they do with Big Cass at this point. Personally, I don't really give a shit. The only thing I like about Cass is entrance music. Bryan's return so far has been, pretty, I guess it's nostalgic in a way, because, he's back finally, after all these years that we thought, we would never see him back. He is back, but I personally don't give a shit. So they gotta do something with him soon, otherwise all of his momentum is just gonna die out slowly. Next was Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn. Bobby Lashley won. Who cares? Both guys deserve better. They're probably not gonna get better. Then we had Seth Rollins versus Elias, which I was surprised this went on third, but I feel like with everything else on the card, maybe it could have okay, we'll get to it later. Good match. Both guys look great. Elias is still fantastic. He's over as hell, but so is Seth. I feel like this is going to continue for one more match. Where Elias actually might win, because Seth used the tights. So Elias, will probably do a song on Raw about how Seth Rollins is a cheater or whatever and stuff like that. It'll be great. And they'll set up an Extreme Rules match, or a match at Extreme Rules. And I don't know why. I feel like it's going to be a guitar on a pole match. I don't know why. I feel like they'll do some sort of stupid, if it's not on a pole at Extreme Rules, is it really a match? Then was the women's Money in the Bank, and this is where I was so conflicted. Having Natty win and then cash in would have made cash in during the Ronda Nia match would have made so much more sense, from a story perspective. Obviously, I personally didn't want her to win just because I don't really like Natty. I feel like she just should hang it up, but she won't. I personally really wanted Becky Lynch to win. She really, really, really needed this. Just because she is so over. Her and Alexa got the biggest pops during the entrances. So last year Becky touched the briefcase and then, got screwed. This year she actually unhooked it. She clicked the thing and was about to lift it, but then Alexa knocked the ladder over. So I think they're going to make a real big deal of that next year at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and maybe next year will be when Becky finally gets it. Everyone looked great. Even Lana, which is weird. And then Alexa Bliss actually won, and I don't know. I like her. I love Alexa Bliss, but just from a storyline perspective, I don't totally think she needed it. Cause obviously it makes sense because she was the only heel, and she's she's easily disliked by a lot of people, it seems. A lot of people really don't like her. But she is better than people make her out to be. She's obviously not as good in ring as, Asuka or Bayley or Becky Lynch. She's not as good as like the main like 4 horsewomen and the couple of other ones, Ember Moon, but she's good. Like she's better than Nia for sure, and better than Natty, I think personally. But yeah, Alexa Bliss walked away with Money in the Bank. Then came Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. I will be honest, I did not watch this match. I did not. I watched the entrances just to hear what the crowd had to say, and then I turned it off. Came back in time to see Roman spear Jinder. Roman wins 1, 2, 3. They actually put this match in the dead spot. Like, a dead spot in WWE is when they put a match right after a really hot match or like a really exciting match because they know the crowd's going to be dead, but they don't really care, so they just throw it in there. And throwing Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal in that spot, especially Roman Reigns, considering where we were not even 5 months ago, is insane that he has fallen this hard. Granted, he'll probably get his rematch his 4th rematch or something, the one that he doesn't actually need, and the one that Kevin Owens and Finn Balor are still owed. Finn Balor and Kevin Owens are both still owed Universal title rematches. I'm just saying. That would be a sweet match. A fatal 4-way at SummerSlam? Are you kidding me? That'd be sweet. Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I think that'd be a pretty sweet match. They won't do it because, Roman. But hey, anyway. Next was Asuka versus Carmella. Holy fuck. Why is James Ellsworth back and why is he ruining women's matches at Money in the Bank again? Is that his fetish? Is that his kink? Because last year he screwed over Becky Lynch and this year he screwed over Asuka. I knew Asuka would lose. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be clean. And, in a way, it wasn't really clean. But I was hoping that, the Iconics or, Nikki Cross would do something, outside the ring. Asuka would be outside and they'd just attack her and then throw her back in. And then Carmella pins her there, so it looks like a fluke. But all Ellsworth did was stand on the apron, go high, and then Carmella super kicked Asuka, and that was it. So yeah, Asuka has no credibility anymore. However, WWE, if they turn her heel, I guess it could do something. I mean, it worked for Shinsuke, so could work here. I don't know. Then came AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, part 4, I think. Yeah, part 4. This is a really solid match. Obviously, it's never going to live up to the New Japan match, and, WWE sort of bucked themselves into a corner with that. But out of the 4 matches they've had, this was probably the best one, just because it was another really good gimmick match. There were a lot of times where, it looked like Shinsuke was going to win. After that, Kinshasa across the table, and then the low blow, followed by the Kinshasa, that right there, I thought was going to be it. Because AJ wasn't moving, at all. He didn't move till, the count of 7. I was like, oh, he's, going to just miss the count. The finish was sweet, and I knew it was going to happen because I remembered at Extreme Rules 2 years ago. AJ did a spot with Roman where Roman was against the table, and AJ did a phenomenal forearm through the table to the outside of the ring, and it always looks great. And that was the finish. Personally, I don't know who AJ fights next. I think they should be done with him and Nakamura. Hopefully, maybe they do it again down the line, but they do it better. For me, I think Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy for the U.S. title would be a really sweet feud. Because Jeff doesn't have anything going on anymore. Shinsuke doesn't have anything going on anymore. As for AJ, just thinking of who's on the brand, my first thought is Samoa Joe. Because that, I think, would be a great match. It wouldn't be a dream match. It wouldn't be a dream match. Do not bill it as a dream match because we already know how that went. But I think Samoa Joe and AJ Styles can bang out a really sweet match in 20 minutes. And I would love to see Joe as WWE champion. AJ's been on a fucking roll. But I think it's time to take the title off of him. Maybe not right away. I think the way they need to do it is they need to do they need to give it to Joe have AJ lose the rematch, then have Daniel Bryan try to do it, and then The Miz like distracts him or whatever and costs him. Then have like another super face win the title, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who's a big face on SmackDown. It's not AJ Styles. There's Jeff Hardy. There's Randy Orton, sort of. Yeah, I don't know. And then the point is that The Miz should be WWE champion by the time WrestleMania rolls around, and Daniel Bryan should win the Royal Rumble, or vice versa. But I think it makes more sense to have Miz as champion and Daniel Bryan as Royal Rumble winner, and then have that be the main event of WrestleMania. It won't be, because it'll be whatever match Roman's having, even if it's a pillow fight with Kevin Owens. So yeah, good match. I'm glad the feud is probably over. Probably, because you never know with WWE. Remember when Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor was about to be the Great Pumpkin versus Sister Abigail, and then Bray Wyatt got sick, thankfully? Then the co-main event of the evening was Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax, and I was so conflicted walking into I didn't walk into the match, but going into this match, because no matter how the match went, if it was a clean finish, someone's momentum was getting destroyed, because either Ronda loses and she loses all credibility that she can't do it one-on-one, right? Because her only match so far was a tag team match, right? So if she loses, then it's like, oh, well, she can't be a singles competitor. But if Nia loses, it's a double whammy, because it's like, wow, Nia Jax lost to a rookie. Yeah, it's Ronda Rousey, but she's still a rookie in WWE. And two, it's way too soon to have a title on Ronda. Like, yeah, she's over as hell, but her as a champion at this point doesn't make sense. I assume they're going to give it to her at SummerSlam, because holy shit, Alexa Bliss cashed in and won. It's sort of WWE's own fault. People need to realize this. They cannot be attacking Alexa Bliss the way they are. There are a lot of people attacking her on Twitter, and it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting to see this. Like, I personally attack Roman Reigns. I don't attack Roman Reigns like, Roman Reigns, you're a piece of shit. Like, I just don't like Roman Reigns, and I give him the benefit of the doubt a lot of the time on Twitter. Like, I will say, like, this isn't Roman's fault. The reason we don't like Roman Reigns isn't because it's Roman Reigns. It's because WWE overbooked him way too quickly, right? So, like, he can't be blamed for that. And guess what? You can't fucking blame Alexa Bliss for that either, because at the end of the day, she gets heat, and she's over. She's a fantastic on the mic. She is easily disliked by a lot of people in the WWE universe. You can see that. She's actually decent in the ring. Like, she is a total package, but people are like, oh, she's sucking someone's dick in the back. The only dick she's sucking is Murphy's dick, because they're fucking engaged. So grow the fuck up. Jesus. So yeah, Alexa Bliss cashed in. Ronda looked great. Again, like, I can't believe how seamlessly Ronda Rousey has transitioned to WWE. Like, she's done a really fantastic job. I assume this leads to probably a triple threat match at Extreme Rules, and Alexa will probably get the pin on Nia, so that way Ronda can make the claim, okay, well, you still haven't beaten me one-on-one, and then they have a match at SummerSlam. And I think that would be fantastic. And then the main event of the evening, oh man, what is WWE's issue with multi-men matches? The last time, okay, so it was the men's Money in the Bank between Bobby Roode, Rusev, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, The Miz, and Kofi Kingston, which I think he was the best bet for this out of the New Day. The match needed a lot more time. It didn't. I think it only got like 15 minutes. It might have actually been shorter than the women's ladder match, which is weird. Not weird, but like, I don't think the women needed more time than the men, because I mean, they had a couple of really, really great spots, like them burying Braun under all the ladders, Braun throwing Kevin Owens off of that's at least a 50-foot ladder. I think Kevin Owens actually might have hit his head off of something like a laptop or the corner of the table because he was like really selling the back of his head, which is weird. Because like if you get thrown from up there, you're supposed to just be knocked out. But I think he was actually legitimately hurt. For me, Finn Balor really, really needed this. He really, really needed it. He needs to turn heel at this point. Because I don't know what else they do with him. He can't go back to fighting Rollins. They're never going to put him near the Universal title yet. Rusev had no chance. Bobby Roode had no chance. Kofi had no chance. So really it was down to Finn, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. And guess who it was? It was Braun Strowman. Yay. So the guy who needed it least, not who had the least chance of winning, the guy who needed it least won it. And it sort of seems like a pattern because did Alexa Bliss really need the briefcase? Like, no, but I get why they gave it to her. When it comes to Braun, I don't understand why they gave it to him. Like, he doesn't need it. Just give him his match at SummerSlam or whatever. Have him beat Brock and then whoever. Like, it needs to wait. Bam, right there. There's an easy way to turn Finn Balor heel. Have Finn Balor win Money in the Bank. Have Braun versus Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam. Braun wins. He's having a celebration, and then just Finn Balor blasts him with a chair or something. Coup de grace, it's over. That's how you turn Finn Balor heel. That's how you keep Braun as a monster. Like, it's amazing. But now, you give Braun this sneak attack title match, essentially. Like, he can just come in, power slam Brock, and be like, oh, I'm cashing in. And there you go. Yeah, so overall, decent pay-per-view. Obviously not as good as TakeOver. TakeOver was insane. There's too much to talk about with TakeOver, so I might do a separate video for that. I probably will have uploaded that, so that'll be in the description down below if I do make it. But yeah, if you're new here, subscribe right down there. And I will see you guys all next time.